About to turn round and face the barrier strands for the Pure Pack New Zealand Cherries Cromwell Cup. The favourite is better in force, around about the $3.50 mark. They turn in Sweet Laress and Clive. A past winner of this race goes from 2. 4 stars Cherries, Fiery Ferret, Asia Patron the outside of those. Glenferrie Classic turns in, better in force off the front line as well. Sportscaster also goes off the front. 10-metre markers get set. Cromwell Cup field almost set to go. Backing away Bonds. Sportscaster rears, goes sideways on. And it's a story here. It's going to swing around and have another shot at it. Bonds likewise. A little bit messy. Those two turn in. We're now set. Cromwell Cup field ready. Sportscaster again, reared. There they go. Underway. Stood stocks. And this is a no-go. This will be a false start here. Sportscaster and Bonds were standing stock still. So we have a false start. Windsor began well with Glenferrie Classic, Fiery Ferret. So a false start in the Cromwell Cup. We'll have a little bit of a rethink here, Cassie, and try and get this sorted out. And I think he might have broken some gear. I don't know, he reared up rather violently, and the driver was pretty much lying on the ground, really. He was still in the cart. Yeah, the cart's come off. There is some definitely broken gear with Sportscaster, so it's going to take us a few minutes, Cassie, till we get Sportscaster organised. We'll be back for take 2, race 9. Right, we're getting set here. Take number 2, we're almost ready to go. Take 2, Sportscaster. 4 feet staying the ground this time. Clive waiting on the driver to climb into the cart. The rest are walking round. Race favourite here. Clive goes favourite. 5.20 and 2.40 in an interesting betting race. Better in force at 5.80. Acolyte at 6s. Black Regal Princess has support at $7. Sportscaster, who is going to go from the unruly spot. And unruly Sportscaster is a little bit on edge. Now we just might have another problem here with Clive. The rest, oh, no, we've got a broken hobble on Clive. So a further hold up here. And those trainers are going to have to be on the ball. How did Clive do that? He wasn't one on the toe. Take them off and go free-legged. That might be the idea. Clive won't have a bar of that. So a further little bit of a problem here. Cassie with Clive. And Chris Thornley, the driver on that. It's gone favourite 2 at 5.20 and $2.50. Has a great record here previously, and people have worked out that, yeah, he's probably down here on the job all right. He would like to take home once again the Cromwell Cup. So just when we had things all sorted to go, we have a further problem, and yeah, let's blame the Cherries, on this. So I don't know what the story is here, whether they can repair that over there or take another set of hobbles around. Whatever way, it's not good, Cassie. And whatever way.
Looks like they're going around for take 3. Davey, back to you for the Cromwell Cup.
Yep, we're ready. Clive and 2, Sweet Laress the inside. There they go, off and away. Clive was very tardily away. Sweet Laress was a little bit slow, and the rest are out in good style. Good race for the lead, better in force on the outside. Powers to the top. Going out with it is Asia Patron. Along the inside, running third early, Fiery Ferret. Glenferrie Classic, 3 wide outside those. About 4 lengths away to Acolyte and Sweet Laress the inner. Then came 4 stars Cherries and Black Regal Princess. Goddardell behind those. Then Sportscaster ducking for cover. 5 lengths further astern to Bonds. 2 behind that is Clive. And Quite Ideal. Watch the starts last by 10. They roll up to the turn. Glenferrie Classic round to the leader. It leads over Acolyte, who still comes forward on the outside. Better in force trails the leader. Then Sweet Laress is on the back of Acolyte 1-1. Back on the inside of those, Asia Patron. Fiery Ferret follows it through. 4 stars Cherries on the outside, follows Sweet Laress at the 1800. Black Regal Princess next on the outside, Sportscaster the inner. Goddardell behind those with Bonds. Clive's caught the bunch, and Quite Ideal's about to. They run to the winning post, they lap out the leader. Glenferrie Classic, but Black Regal Princess with a burst of speed, takes it right up outside the speed. Acolyte now has cover down on the inside, better in force, getting a lovely run. 3 back on the inside, Asia Patron. Over on the outside of that, Sportscaster, who's on the back of Acolyte. Next on the inside, Sportscaster, that's Sweet Loress on the back of Acolyte. Sportscaster next on the inner. They're being followed around, sitting on the outside by 4 Stars Cherries. A length back behind him, got a Dell around Bont, second last Clive, and the tail ender is quite ideal. Glen Fairy Classic over Black Regal Princess, better in force, a gun run the inner. 1-1 for Acolyte. Asia Patron next on the inside, Sweet Loress alongside at the 1,000 metres. Then Fiery Ferret on the outside of Fiery Ferret as they run down the back straight is 4 Stars Shiraz. Right behind him, got it Alan Sportscaster, Clive and Bonts, and Quite Ideal is still last. Glen Fairy Classic brings them off the back. Black Regal Princess on the outside. Acolyte's had a good run. It's 1-1 on the outside. Down on the inside to better in force at the 600. Right behind those to Asia Patron. Out as 4 Stars Therese to come forward. Goddardell's getting handy. Then Sweet Loress getting hemmed up between runners. Clive putting in a burst up and around the outside. And back behind those then is Sportscaster, Fiery Ferret and Quite Ideal. Black Regal Princess might have made the lead turning in. Glen Fairy Classic out to attack is Acolyte on the outside. 4 Stars Shiraz putting in a run and trying to claim those on the inside. Better in force, 4 Stars Shiraz. Sweet Loress is coming at them. Glen Fairy Classic on the inside. 4 Stars Shiraz. Sweet Loress on the outside is trying to pick up. 4 Stars Shiraz takes the cup in front of Sweet Loress. Acolyte is third, fourth's a good lineup. Sportscaster, Bonts, Fiery Ferret, and right there Black Regal Princess, Clive, Quite Ideal, Glen Fairy Classic. On the inside was better in force, couldn't run on with a nice trip. Over the outside of that to Glen Fairy Classic, Asia Patron, and Goddardell's amongst the tail enders.